Dear children, parents, and friends, good morning to you all. We hope you are enjoying our phonics session. Yesterday, I discussed in details about phonics and why phonics is very important for young children and how they get the benefits from phonics and how they become fluent reader, writer, and communicator. So yesterday, I have covered letter sounds and focused on fast letter sounds. The children should be able to hear individual letter sounds, all 26 of them, um, through words and pictures. So, as I said, phonics is a systematic process. You need to, taught phonics systematically. So we did fast sound yesterday. So today we are going to focus on the last sound because middle sound is quite hard. And when the children secured with first and last sound, then we teach middle sound. Today's session, I'm going to focus on last sound in words and pictures, CBC words, blending and segmenting, introducing word families, reading comprehension, and decoding skills. That's what we're going to cover today. And I hope you enjoy. So I will start with fast sound on the pictures. So I'm going to use some cards and I'm going to show you how we focus the last sound with the young children. If it's the interactive class, like we have all the children in front of us or interacting audience, it is easier to play games and show a lot of the activities that you wanted to learn. And children learn phonics through games and physical activities and through a lot of worksheets. And this platform, it is quite hard, but still we're going to give you some clue and give you some idea where you can go and help your children to listen to the sounds and play some games and help them with their phonics study. So here we go. So children, are you ready? I am going to show you some pictures and you should be able to identify the last sound of that picture. So here you go. I have what? What can you see? It is a book. So ba-ook. So what the last sound can you hear? Listen again. Book. Well done. So you can hear sound. So at the end sound, the last sound is k. Okay, well done, children. Very good. So I am emphasizing on the last sound. That's what I want the children to learn. Usually we do not say book. We are saying it deliberately so that children can hear the sound. Okay, so this is a snake. Well done. This is a snake. So what the last sound for snake? It is a car. Yes, you are right. Well done. So you can have my card. Very good, children. This is what is it? Do you like a spider? I don't like spiders. They're very creepy. So the spider, I can see around the house, around the bathtub, and in the garden, sometimes in the park as well. So be careful, don't freak out. So who can hear spider? The last sound for spider. Spider. Well done is isn't it? Well done. Very fantastic, children. So we just keep going and playing, and I have lot of the cards. Look, a handful of cards. And I play this game in the classroom, and the children have the challenge. And whoever able to hear or isolate the sound, they get the cards. And the children who get the most cards, they get the sticker or stamps, and they are really happy with that. So it's like a competition, and kids get really happy. So as I said, it's not interactive platform, so it is a little bit challenging. So now I am going to just quickly say we play a game as well. And my game is like my friend played yesterday, like my colleague Avilasha, she played I Spy game yesterday with you. She gave you the idea how to play I Spy game. She focused on the first sound of the word, first sound of the word or the letter or the pictures. And today I am going to focus on the last sound. So, last sound is a little bit hard to play I Spy game, but what you can do, you can give the clue to the children what it is. For example, you're going to say, I spy with my little eyes something beginning with mm. And children, look at the ceiling. What can you see? What could be and with what sound do you think? What the last sound would be? What can you see on the ceiling? So you just give them the clue and they would say, oh, I can see a fan. Yes, the fan. Last sound is mm. So you just keep going for light and give them the clue. Where is the light? Look at the wall. Can you see the light? Yes. So what the last sound for light? And they should be able to identify the sound. So we keep going with a lot of different objects. As I said, phonics is everywhere. So you should be able to teach, you should know the technique, then it's easier to teach. So quickly I will share the worksheet just to show you the last sound worksheet, and then I'll pass it to worksheet regarding last sound with the picture and with the words. So you're going to see it. Okay, stay with me. Let's get the worksheet. Yeah. Here is the worksheet. Okay. So I'm going to focus on the last sound, or sometimes we call it ending sound. So you can see the man is, what is he doing? He is, he is sitting. So sit. So what sound is missing? So look, I'm putting the emphasis on the last sound. So the children should be able to identify and write the last sound. Sit. So 10 was the last sound for 10. Mm. So they're going to write mm. So mad. Somebody is really mad. So what's the last sound for mad, children? You said d. So can you write d? So they should be able to write d. And rip. What's the last sound for rip? So children should be able to identify the sound, and again they should write it. And van. What's the last sound for van? So they should be able to write web. So web. So I'm putting the emphasis on the letter that I want them to learn. Okay, web. Pin. So they should be able to hear So pin. So they should write Same with the bag. So bag. So we have a lot of worksheet, but I'm just showing you a little bit to give you the idea and the clue. Okay, and then my colleague, Miss Abhilasha, she is going to show you some CBC's work and family words, and just stay with us.
Hello, dear parents and dear kids. So, what are CBC words exactly? So, C here stands for consonant, V here stands for vowel. So, it's a combination of different sounds coming together and making one word, which is we call CBC word consonant, vowel, consonant. For example, cat. K, A, T, cat. So if you notice, the first alphabet is C, which is K. It's a consonant. In the middle, it comes A, which is a vowel. And at the end, what comes? T, T, which is again a consonant. So these are the CBC words which we introduce to our young readers. So once they are familiar and they know how to blend different sounds together to make one word, we introduce them to bigger words little later. So that is how we progress in phonics. And Sydney International School has excellent program regarding this very thing, like how to progress from small words to big words. And don't, and we do not want to put stress on the kids, so that is why in the for beginners we start from these small little words. So here I have spoken about blending. It's just that bringing together different sounds and creating one word. Now here I would like to talk about segmenting. Blending and segmenting goes together. Now what is segmenting? Segmenting is nothing, it's just the stretching of the word while we are trying to make kids understand the sound of the word. We stretch the word, like we don't say car. We normally don't say that, but when we are talking to young readers to make them understand and hear the sounds properly, we stretch the word like car. So there we ask them, okay, what is the first sound that you hear in the word? They'll, like for example, pot. What is the first sound you hear? P. So we ask them to put it on their shoulder, the first sound. We use arms, we can use our fingers, we use the body, like we put the first sound on our head, the middle sound on our tummy, the last sound on our knees. So when we say pot, what is the initial sound that you hear? P. Her. And if we have to emphasize on the middle sound, we do like this. What is the middle sound that you hear in pot, pot, off? So that is the emphasis on the middle word. And the last word, t, the last sound, t, her, off. So this is the CBC words which I introduced. This is how blending is done, how segmenting is done, and that brings us to a term called family word. Now, what are family words? So let me share my screen with you, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by family word. So here, you see all these words: at, and, if, at. These are just some of the examples. So what do we ask the kids to do? We ask them to pick up one consonant and put it in front of at, and they will get a new word every time, like b. If you put b in front of at, what will you get? Bat. If you put k in front of at, what you get? Cat. And for example, like in if we put, let's say, d in front of it, what will you get? Dip. Like this, we keep on going. So I'll show you some little more examples. Like let's say we go to an. So this is just one of the example of the worksheets which we share with the kids, we discuss, and as a group and as an individual, they participate in this. So these, as you can see, all the consonants are here, and this is an. So they are going to create new words with an family. For example, let's say k. Let's just put it in front of an here. And what do we get? Can. So see, there is a picture also here. So it becomes easier for the kids to read the picture as well. They are not just looking at it, they are reading the picture. So that is what we emphasize in. and this is and. So you can make lots of words with and family. Like, see, there are so many words: ban, can, and, fan, man. Just like this, let me just show you one more example. Say like at. So let's talk about at family. So what kids are going to do? They are going to look at the picture, identify the picture, what it is. Then they are going to pick up a consonant, put it in front of it, and make a new word like this. Kids know that this is bad. And what is the first sound that you hear? B. So they'll pick up that consonant, put it here, and make a word bad. Same goes with r at rat, k at cat, h at hat, at mad. So these are just few examples of the kind of worksheets we share with the kids and do with them, and lot more. We have lot more resources, which we some of the resources we customize as per the needs of the kids, because we believe that not all the kids are same, isn't it? I'm sure you will agree with me. So every kid has a different kind of a requirement. So we customize the worksheets as per the requirement of that particular kid, keeping in mind their needs and how challenging, because every kid needs a different kind of challenge, isn't it? So our worksheets are designed as per that. So this is all about CVC words, how we use them, and how we do the blending, how we do the segmenting of those words, and bring out confidence in the kids. Like if they are able to read these small words, tomorrow they'll be able to read big words. That is how the program is designed in Sydney International School. So there are also some stories along with these worksheets which we introduce to our kids, and there comes the decoding skills. So I would like Ms. Khan, if you can explain what is decoding with the help of a story to our kids.
Yes, I will.
Yes, can you see
That's
the
better.
story?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So phonics allow children to decode letters into their respective, sounds. A skill that is really essential for the young reader to read unfamiliar words by themselves. So when we do the reading, we especially, for the beginning reader, we focus on the CVC story, mainly focus on the three-letter word story, and sometimes it can be 4 or 5 letters, but yes, mainly 3 letters words, and then do little bit of comprehension. And today I'm going to focus on the unword family story because Abhilasha already covered that, so it will help the young reader, our children, to recognize the sound as well at the same time and recognize the word, because they already learned that. So the man in the van. I can see the man in the van. His name is Dan. His cat is Jan. Dan has a plan. His plan is to sit by the fan. That's how we read to the young children first. And then we decode. So, for example, is like this. I is already there, so I will decode k, a, n, can, s, e, see, the, e, the. I can see the, a, the, a, man, in, the, a, the, van. I can see the man in the van. Her is his, a, name is the, Dan. His name is Dan. Her is cat. His cat is Jan. His cat is Jan. Jan has a plan. Dan has a plan. Her his plan is to sit by the fan. So that's how we read it. So you read once and then you go back and then you read fluently. That's how children, focus on the early years reading actually. And then we do little bit of comprehension. You can see how many unwords can you find. So children need to search and find the unwords and write it. What is Dan's cat's name? So they should be able to say the name like Jan. Dan, they need to answer you with the full sentences. So they should be able to say Dan's cat's name is Jan. Where was Dan? In the van, at the fan. Where was it? At the fan. What is Dan's plan? What is his plan? His plan is to sit by the fan. So they need to say it in a full sentences. Okay. So this is the little bit about how to decode and read three letters words. So I hope this is really useful for you to understand how we start, reading and decoding with our young children, and then how we progress to write full sentences. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much being with us. We have a couple of more sessions to come up, so hopefully it will be useful to you all. If you need any help or support, please contact the Sydney International School. We are here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to us. Hope you enjoyed the session as much as we enjoyed delivering it to you. Thank you so much. See you all in the next session. Bye bye for now. Take care. Have a nice day.